It's your boy, the OG GM, coming to you live with a cup of coffee in my hand, but not just any coffee, sponsored coffee. From a foggy morning here at Site B on a small island off the coast of Costa Rica. It is the 10th day of April 2023. It's about 8:30 in the morning, and the spring has decided to depart, and the clouds and rain are back because weather. It's Monday, which means it's time to take a look at all the tabletop role-playing game bundles. That's right. Bundles, freebies, PDFs, stuff like that. Some of these are sales, some of these are free, some of these are charities. You know it is. It's PDFs. So unless I specifically say otherwise, these are all PDFs. And of course, I have to give you my 2 warnings that I give every week. Warning number 1. These are all being downloaded from sites. So, Norton VPN these things. Check them for viruses. Check them for malware. Don't install anything from a third party until you're sure it is safe. And again, money is tight. So in regards to the charities, unless you absolutely positively need the bundle and it has 100 things in it you want, maybe just give to the charity directly and skip the middleman. All right, first up is freebies. And speaking of freebies, my only recommendation this week is Sylvia and Miguel over at the Red Room have the core rules for the Wretchedverse up on their site for free right now. So if you want to check out all the hubbub about the award-winning but controversial Wretched Universe and the Wretched RPG, you can get it for free. I would not be here if it wasn't for these guys. I mean, I had always, piddled around in creating stuff in gaming, but I wasn't serious about it for a while because I was like, everybody else is already done and there's no new ideas. What could I do? But, my very first product that I made when I started the whole, Minions on a Mission was basically a parody of what Sylvia was doing. So, yeah. I would not be on Big Geek Emporium, and I would not be publishing my stuff if I had not been inspired by them. And I mean, Big Geek Emporium was inspired by these guys. I mean, if they hadn't had all the trouble they were having with drive-through and all the other people that were suddenly having trouble with drive-through, Joe would probably not have gone and go, you know what, I'm going to make my own. And Big Geek would not have getting as big as it is today. So they're going through a hard time. They're recovering from the whole earlier this year debacle over them being temporarily, permanently banned from drive-through. So if you want to check these guys out, the link is down below. I support them. They're friends. I consider them sort of friends, I guess. Whatever. They've always been cool to me. Miguel and I might work on Wretched Superheroes together. I don't know. But, check it out. It's free. The link is down below. You can see what all the hubbub over the Wretched New Flesh, Wretched Universe, Red Room is. And sadly, that's pretty much my only recommendation this week. It is a pretty boring week for stuff. A lot of these are just continuations of stuff we saw last week. There's nothing on here that's really new that really stood out to me, I'm sorry to say. So as the usual, we have the usual collection of free maps and free archetypes and subtypes and whatever you want to call them for your favorite D20 RPG, whether that be 5th edition 2023. I guess that's what we're going to call it now. We're going to call it 5th edition 2023. And then I like D&D Evolved 2024. I don't know if anybody else does, but it's better than the title they've come up for it, which I don't actually think they have a title yet. I know Perkins called it something, but it was like 2 sentences long. And it was like, there's no way you can fit that on a book, dude. I don't know. I mean, I seriously doubt my ideas for what they should name 2024 D&D matter. But I don't know, D&D Evolution. Got to have a name. So yes, we have the usual collection of those. Let's see what else in the freebies section. We've got some stuff for Call of Cthulhu. This comes to us from a company called Minds Vision. It is called Legacy of Cthulhu, a place called home. And that's the picture right there. So it looks like it's 20th century Call of Cthulhu. So if you're looking for some Call of Cthulhu love, remember Chaosium just released the current rules for... Oh, really? Hello? Hello? Goodbye. Spam. 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 Stuff. Then we have some Greek mythology stuff for the... Doesn't say what system. I guess it's a system agnostic Greek mythology rundown called Heroes, Gods, and Musters. So this gives you all sorts of information from the mythological Perseus, Jason, Thesaurus, Achilles, Ray Harryhausen age of Greek mythology. So if that's something you want to add to your role-playing stuff, Farsight Games brings us Greek mythology age genre, Heroes, Gods, and Monsters. If you've been through Mork Borg and thought it wasn't bloody enough and it wasn't fast enough, Uzenic Games has released a new set of combat rules for Mork Borg to make it even faster and more deadly. Because, these guys thought, yeah, this game's not dark and bloody enough. Anyways, that's available for free on drive-thru. Old School Role-Playing is continuing their love letter to other companies. This time they have something for Swords and Wizardry called Expedition to the Darkfell Keep. You notice that I'm mentioning these guys at least once a week. So they are just chugging stuff out. I mean, usually they're giving love to Zephyrus Engine Traveler, but this week they're going for Swords and Wizardry, which I just believe announced a new Kickstarter for their latest version. And I think Aaron the Pendentic has done a video about that. Coffee. So yeah, more free stuff supporting other games for Old School Role-Playing. Now, that's not a nod to OSR. I believe that's actually the name of the company is Old School Role-Playing. I guess. We've got some new DM options for free. It's a 140-page source book called The DM's Box of Duct Tape. It comes to us from the Forever DM. This is freebie. This is, rules, options, tables, stuff like that, ideas for monsters. DM helper thingy. Over at Dungeon Masters Guild, we've got the usual collection of stuff for favorite game D20 games of note and for Masquerade, because remember, Dungeon Masters Guild also has the Storyteller's Vault. So we've got some new magic items over at Dungeon Masters Guild. We've got some new Vampire the Masquerade stuff over at Dungeon Masters Guild over on the Story World thing. We've got the a collection of all the April Fool's stuff that they did last week available now. So all the if you remember, we did the April Fool's rundown of all the PDFs last week, and they were all like poop based, because nothing says comedy and April Fool's like poop jokes. Looks like they've got a collection of 3D printable terrain up. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bits of 3D printable terrain and stuff. So these are all STL files you have to download, then upload to your printer, and then print out the 3D product, which means, oh my God, double, triple, quadruple check these for viruses and malware and all that other stuff, because now you're not only dealing with the computer, you're also dealing with your 3D printer. And then we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 brand new subclasses for the core D20 2023 classes. And that's about it for freebies this week. Moving on to sales. D&D Beyond is running a sale for D&D Essentials. This is the Player's Handbook, everything that came in the Essentials box set, Tasha's Cauldron, Xanther's Guide, and discounts on digital dice. So this is, I guess, everything that would now qualify as essential D&D. Player's Handbook, Tasha's Cauldron, Xanther's Guide. So I guess that is what we're calling D&D 2023 is essential D&D. And that's 40% off the usual price of what it would cost. And that ends in a couple days. And then, of course, as we know, everything on D&D Beyond is going to be replaced in 2024. So this might be the last chance to get any of these. So if you want to, still have some D&D 5e stuff on your D&D Beyond account, which may or may not work still in 2024, this might be a last chance to get some of these. Roll20 also has a sale going on, which they are trying to connect with the movie, the D&D movie, Honor Amongst Thieves, which made $3 million over the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Worldwide box office for D&D the movie, $3 million. $3 million. That's pathetic. But anyways, Roll20 is like, hey, we've got a package of stuff that could vaguely be connected to the movie. We've got a player's handbook. We've got Waterdeep, Dungeon of the Mad Mage, Tales of the Yawning Portal, and Waterdeep Dungeon Heist, and a couple of other third-party Roll20 things. So you would download these, and then you'd have themed stuff, various modules, various animation stuff like that. Again, this is for Roll20, so before you install any of these, check them for viruses and malware, and this is 40% off. Then we have a collection of animated dungeon maps for, again, VTT in full 4K resolution, which just sounds totally stupid to me. But I guess they're a thing. These also come with some video formats as well and some MP3s. So got like prison cells. What would an animated prison cell look like? I guess shadows, seawater. So you'd have like seawater coming in and out. A smuggler's den. So I guess it would have like, Pirates of the, the end scene in Pirates of the Caribbean. You'd hear like pirates talking and stuff like that. And so, they're little maps that you throw on the VTT. Again, check them for viruses. They're $26 for the collection. The few times I've been on VTTs, they haven't impressed me enough to make me think adding animation to them would be worth it. I mean, I've been on, Bugbear Radio. I've been on Roll20. I've been on Foundry, and obviously it's hard for me to judge since I have a crappy computer, but I'm like, I don't really see how an animated GIF of fire would make this better. But if that's something you're into and you have the computer and the screen that can make it worthwhile, $25 for a gaggle, at least a dozen thingies. And then if you're looking for just normal, boring, everyday VTT maps that don't move and have 3D effects, C Vandal has a bundle of 4 sets for $6. So that's a little cheaper. And again, these are VTT things. So make sure that you check them for stuff. There is also a Call of Cthulhu bundle available from Chaosium, who also just released the updated rule set for their basic set, which is not getting great reviews. So these are all based in and around New Orleans, y'all. They're all Call of Cthulhu because, wow, Call of Cthulhu and New Orleans and Mardi Gras seem like a perfect combination. It's $10, and it's over on drive-thru. Moving on to charities. There is a charity bundle for Mork Borg. It's got a ton of stuff for Mork Borg. Looks like it's got at least 10, 15 Mork Borg and Mork Borg adjacent stuff that has been made for Mork Borg, including the dog version of Mork Borg called Bork Borg. Bork Borg. All right. You win for that name. It's $15. It's direct relief, so 10% of all funds will go directly to the creators. Independence Game has something called the Clement Sector 3E bundle. This is Cephas Engine Traveler stuff. from, I guess, Independence Games. So they've made their own Traveler sector, put a whole bunch of books for it together, and now they're releasing it all in a bundle for $18. It goes to support brain, concussion research and critical brain injury research, which is a charity I'm very supportive of, because my brother has, critical brain injuries. We have a charity bundle of sci-fi themed map, 23 gigabytes worth of sci-fi themed maps. This is $15. It goes to Direct Relief, and it is available on Bundle of Holding. Yeah, these are always going to be available on Humbel Bumbel or Bundle of Holding. Goodman Games has a collection of books for 4E. 4E, remember 4E, the other little game that could? Hi, it's me. 4E, remember me? I'm still here. I'm still here, guys. I wasn't affected by January. I'm fine. Shut up, 4E. It's not, we don't love you, but so yeah, if you're looking to relive the glory days of the I could go off on 4E versus 5E and just how badly both were handled. But yeah, if you're looking for some 4E love and you want to support food banks, this is an $18. It's from Goodman Games, who always do good stuff. Peregrine Press has put together a collection of the 13th Age stuff, because 13th Age 2nd edition is about to come out. So 13th Age 1st edition, they have everything they've ever made for 13th Age 1st edition all together in a bundle for $18, and it goes to support charities that preserve the diversity of the wildlife in the ocean. Great ideas in 13th Age. Some really great ideas. System was a little clunky, but the ideas about the icons and the repetitive circle and just, yeah, some good ideas that just needed a little, I don't know. There's a collection of the Dungeons and Dragons comic books available, including all the Dragonlance and Drizzt comics that were available by IDW. And if you're looking for and it's got Drizzt in it, it's got Minx and Boo in it, it's got stuff by Ed in it. It's $18. It goes to support Hasbro's charity, the Hasbro Foundation, which is reason enough not to give them money. I don't know, Hasbro had a charity, but apparently they do. Maybe it's the give us enough money to get Jeremy Crawford to stop talking charity. Yeah, so it's a Hasbro. Don't give him the money. If you're looking for an intro to the world of virtual tabletop, here is a collection and a brand new virtual TTT called One More Multiverse VTT, which allows you to do VTT stuff. And all the money goes to support the charity Trevor project. It's $25. It gets you the software, tons of free stuff. The rules to run various other games like D&D or Blades in the Dark or Marvel on One More Multiverse. If you haven't found a VTT yet that you think fits your play style, here's one you could check out. It's $25. It goes to support the Trevor project. Again, here you're dealing with huge chunks of computerized digital information, so check them for viruses and malware and stuff like that. And speaking of computerized stuff, we've got a 3D printer charity bundle from Dungeons and Monsters. This is a 3D printable asset bundle with a bunch, huge collection of ready-to-print files for terrain and stuff. $25. It goes to Make-A-Wish. The Warhammer 40K bundle is still going from our friends over at Warhammer 40K. This goes to support Children's Health Hospitals. It's $25. It's got 46 titles, including everything official and a few unofficial that has ever been made for Dark Heresy, Black Crusade, or Only War bundle. So if you're ever curious what a Warhammer 40K role-playing game would look like, this is a bundle, $25. If you've ever seen the books for that game, $25 would cover half of one book. So if I was going to say this is a good deal, yeah, this is a good deal. It's a charity. It's Children's Hospital. That's a good charity to support. And if you really wanted to get into Warhammer 40K, this would probably be the best way to do it because, like I said, if you've ever seen the books, they're like phone book huge. Phone, of course, most of that's art, but like phone. You remember phone books? Like phone book huge, and they're expensive. So $25 to get 46 titles. The Map Bonanza bundle is still going. This is the 5th or 6th week this bundle has been going. It goes to support charities that deal with preserving the diversity of wildlife in the oceans. And it concludes the award-winning campaign cartographer, fantasy mapper, fractal terrains, world builder companion, all sorts of map building programs. So if you cannot draw and the free map building software out there that you can just get for free online isn't working for you, $30 gets you a plethora of computer programs. But again, of course, computer programs, check them for viruses. I don't know how many times I have to say this, but it still happens. So I still have to say this. This is how they're going to get you, people. If they're going to get you, they're going to get you through computer programs. They're going to get you through worms and malwares and viruses hidden inside the computer programs. Sometimes the people don't even know they're there. Sometimes they do, but I mean, every week you hear about another, swiping scam or virus or whatever. So yeah, my number one recommendation is to head on over to the Red Room, pick up a copy of Wretched for free. If I was going to recommend anything else this week, maybe I'd recommend the Warhammer 40K bundle. But I don't know. Nothing really stands out to me 100% this weekend. So that's it for the bundles. If any of those sound like something you want to support, go to Humbel Bumbel, drive through, or GM's Guild and check them out and tell them I sent you. At which point they'll say they have no idea what you're talking about. Or just as an alternative, you could just ignore everything I said for the past 10 minutes and decide to support a much more worthy charity, me, by heading on over to Big Geek Emporium and checking out my merch. Minions on a Mission issue 1 through 10 for 3 levels of Dungeon 23 or up. I'm working on Minions on a Mission number 11. That's one of the best ways to support me, or you can sign up for the mailing list through my Patreon, links down below, and then be guaranteed to receive at least 2 Minions on a Mission product a month, every month for $4.99. So the 2 best ways to support me are to head on over to Big Geek Emporium, buy my merch, or check out my Patreon and buy my merch. Either way, please buy my merch. I need money. The holidays are coming up. Till next time, I've been the OG GM. Please like, please share, please subscribe. Please have a great day. Please drive safe because it's raining. And get off my land, damn kids.